Hello everyone. Ooh. I don't know what I clicked. Hey guys, today is day 3 of the exponential workshop. Today is probably the most exciting day because we're going to get into details of how to put into action everything we talked about over the last few days. So I'm really excited. I'll give everyone just a minute to pop on. Hi, Alicia. Who else here? Can't see. I'm gonna give everyone just a few minutes. Did we look over the questions from yesterday's live? Did we go over creating a mission for yourself? Hi, Benelin. Okay. Let me pull up my notes here. Okay. So my intention for this last day is to, one, invite you into going into the last step of this process. And really the action taking is the last step. It's kind of the limb to the body that is your business. The mission and the passion and the purpose are kind of the internal, they make everything work. It's your organs, your heart, your soul, and everything else kind of extends from that. So that's why I took the action part and the practicality, what you can do right now to kind of manifest the business that you want externally. We're doing that last because first we have to get our energy right, know what we want, know where we're going. Otherwise, every action that you take can be just scattered and land you in places you didn't really want to be. So having a clear vision of what you do want and who you are as a person, as a business owner, will heavily influence all the actions that you take. So I intend for there to be quite a few questions on this, even if they aren't live, but later, once people get a chance to watch the replay. And at the end, we are going to talk about the new program, Free Your Magic, that I'm really super excited about. So even though there is a pitch at the end, I'm dedicated to sitting with you here as long as it takes to get all your questions answered and making sure that you leave here with an action plan, whether or not you decide to join the program or not. So our topic today is taking everything we've learned from the last few days, embodying your passion, your purpose, which you figured out on day 1, your mission, which we did on day 2, and now we're going to focus on making moves toward creating that life and that business that you are obsessed with, that aligns with you at your deepest core level, that you love to work on, you love to talk about, love to sell and create for. Okay, I've personally been in a situation where I was a new entrepreneur and I ended up doing things out of fear or out of scarcity. I just was selling what I thought would make money, and I ended up with this business that I didn't like very much. I didn't want to show up for it because it really wasn't a reflection of what I wanted, and I don't want that for you. I don't want you to have to go through that struggle, so that's why we're doing this work here together. So go ahead and take out some paper because we're going to get to the logistics of things, okay? So with your paper, right now, even if you don't have any offerings right now, if you're not really teaching classes or offering any programs, regardless of that, and then just use your imagination if you don't already have that set up. If you do, and you have some offerings right now, meaning you're offering lessons, you're offering classes, anything that people can pay you for, I want you to write that down. Okay, so ways that people can currently pay you, or ways that you envision yourself or your people paying you for if you don't already have a side hustle or a business, and just write those things down. So I want to know all the offers that you have available on your table, okay, all the ways that people can pay you. Once you have that list, I want you to then write down how much those offers cost, how much you're charging for them per person. And once you have all of that, you're going to have kind of like your menu, right? This is what people can choose from. This is what people can sign up to pay you for, right? And regardless of whether they're aligned offers or not, that's something that we go deeper into with the Free Your Magic program, is whether these offers truly work with your energy, with your teaching style, with any 9-to-5, whatever your family, whatever you've got going on. That's a deeper look into that inside the program. But whatever you have right now is what we're focusing on right now. So you have what you are offering, you have what they're priced at. Now write down next to that your income goal for your business. And it doesn't matter if it's a full-time, if it's side hustle, write down how much you want. How much would you like to be making from your side hustle or your business? Don't worry about how you're gonna get there. Just write down the number that makes you feel excited and makes you really want to go for it. You know, it's not this number that's like, oh, that's cute. Give yourself permission to dream a little bit big here. Write down your income number. And you don't have to share if you don't want to. But your offers, what they're priced at, and your income goal. Don't just add up your offers and then make that your income goal. What is your true income goal for a month? What do you want out of this business? What would you like to have if you don't already have one? Okay, so go with that. See what you have working with, okay? Now look at what you wrote down, all of it, and how many hours would you have to work in order to make that income goal a reality? How many hours would you have to work? How many students would you have to enroll? Do a little math for me real quick. Is it even possible? Do the math and find out, is what you have now make your income goal even possible? I'm gonna give you a second to do that math real quick. We're just doing this to take an inventory, and sometimes we avoid looking at our finances or looking at the way things are run because we're afraid of what we might see. We're afraid we might be disappointed, and it's kind of hard to look change in the face. But you know, we're the ones that make things failures, so don't make it mean anything about you or anything about you as a business owner or your success in this industry. It doesn't really mean anything. This is just looking at what you have right now at face value, just what it is. It's just words on paper and a couple of numbers. Okay, so once you have all those numbers, now we can think, what do I need to do to create space in my business to get up to that income goal that I want? Would that mean offering more classes? Would that mean creating more space in your classes, enrolling more students? Would that mean something else, like creating a course or a program that you can charge higher ticket for and serve more people at once? What would that mean for you? And give me at least 5 ideas, just 5 ideas of how you can create space in your business, make an offer, repurpose something you've already done and sell that. Give me at least 5 ideas of how you can transform what you have now into actually reaching your income goal. Don't worry about the numbers. Just give me like a couple of quickie ideas, resources that you have at your disposal right now to make that happen. And I'll give you a second. Give me a 1 in the chat if you've done all of that. We still thinking? Are we doing it? Still working on some math. That's okay, that's okay. In your 5 ideas of getting to your income goal, don't worry about what you'd have to charge. I just kind of want to think of ways that you can introduce more opportunities for people to buy from you. And we're going to go into ways of doing that that doesn't require you working more. Just kind of get something on paper to kind of spin the wheels a little bit. And if y'all feel comfortable sharing, please do. I'd love to give you some feedback or kind of coach you through this. But if not, don't worry about it. Okay. Give me a 1 in the chat if you're done. Or pretty close to being done. Okay. Close. Done, Ben. Awesome. Okay. Alicia, do this when you're done. But Benlin, since you have your list, order your list between what excites you the most to the least. If it doesn't excite you at all, take it off the list. If it doesn't make you like really inspired to start working on it, take it off the list. But order your list based on what feels the most exciting to you, all the way from, I don't care how you order it. Let's say 5 is the most excited, 1 is the least excited. Which one would you want to do like tomorrow? That would be your number 5. Yeah. So prioritize your list, order it 1 to 5, 5 being the most exciting idea that you have. And just give me a thumbs up or something if you've done that. Are we close? Don't think too much. Don't start overthinking things. Okay. Okay, so you have your list. You have what you offer now. You have what you charge for that. You have your income goal. And now you have 5 or 3 to 5 ideas of things that can give more people the opportunity to help you reach your income goal in order of what excites you the most to the least. So I want to ask you, what's the number 1 reason why you haven't done that already? Maybe it's because you just thought of it. Maybe there's some fear going on. Maybe there's some imposter syndrome happening. What's the reason why you haven't taken action on one of those ideas yet? You can either think that to yourself or feel free to share to help somebody else. 100% fear. Okay. Understandable. Okay. Perfect. So we have this list, right? We have what we want on paper. We're looking at it in the face, and you're telling me the only reason, it's not the only reason you haven't taken action on it, it's because of fear. Nothing else. Fear and postponing. Postponing is actually a symptom of fear. Procrastination is sometimes a symptom of fear, because fear is hard to face for a lot of us. It causes our body stress. So in order to avoid it, we just procrastinate, because then you don't have to show up and actually face it and work through it. So look at that income number, your income goal, what you want out of your business. And then think about the fact that that is how much money your fear is costing you every month. If you have an income goal of $5,000 every month, your fear is basically costing you $5,000 a month. Yeah? So, when you look at it that way, is it really serving you more to stay afraid of going for it? Because in reality, what do you lose if you go for it? What do you lose really? I doubt you're going to lose true friends, because true friends and true partners will support you no matter what. That's what I truly believe. What are you really going to lose if you go for this and decide to not let your fear cost you X amount of dollars a month? Truth is, you really don't lose anything. You really don't lose anything, because there's no such thing as failure, especially in entrepreneurship. There's no such thing as failure. Everything you do and every result is just feedback. Nothing but maybe a little ego. Yeah, you may lose a little pride. You may lose a little ego. But hey, the only one that really notices that is you. Because I promise you, everyone else is too worried about their own damn life and their own wallet to worry about what's happening with you. We highly underestimate how loud the world is, how loud social media is, and that if you put a program out there or something and it fails, and I've had something like that before. I've had a launch fail where like 2 people signed up. I mean, I'm always honored to serve the people who do sign up, because they're the humans that chose me to help guide them through whatever I was offering to guide them through, and I will never dismiss that. But I can't deny that sometimes it feels like a failure when you have this expectation and it's not met. So here's what you can do. Just to get over the hump and move forward with whatever idea you have moving forward, or to kind of get you closer to your income goal, is to relinquish all expectations and treat your business for what it is. It's a game. It's a game for you to experiment and have fun with and play with. And it's not this heavy thing. No one's watching you. No one's judging you. The only person that's doing that is yourself. No one else is watching you and waiting for you to either fail or succeed. We oftentimes project that on other people, and we feel like we have all these eyes on us waiting for us to either fall on our face or rise to the top, but those eyes don't really exist. They're you. All that pressure, all that fear is you. So the only person keeping you from your income goal isn't what everyone else is doing. It's not what everyone else is going to maybe say or do. It's you. It's you being afraid to face the fear and become whoever it is you need to become to make that a reality. Because in all honesty, going forward with those ideas, putting things out there is hard. It's scary, and it's going to require more of you than you're currently giving. And that's the thing that scares most people. Because you're going to have to shed some identity, some beliefs that you've held on to for so long that your brain starts to get stressed out because it knows what's comfortable, and your fear has become comfortable. And so moving out of that feels intense. It feels unsafe and uncertain, especially just for your mind and your body. So it's really not the success that we fear. It's really not the judgment that we fear. We fear who we're going to have to be, what we're going to have to let go of in order to rise up and be the person who has the X number of dollars a month. Do we have any questions so far? Okay. So here's what I want to experiment with you. It's outside of business, okay? It's just an exercise to help you get comfortable trusting yourself, your intuition, and what you want. Because at the end of the day, what I've said, especially yesterday, I went over this yesterday, the how you go about this doesn't really matter so much as the why, and allowing your intuition to guide you. Your why and your purpose behind your passion will withstand any how. So it doesn't matter how many times you post on social media. It doesn't matter what the offer is. It doesn't matter how you present it to the world. You have to know who you are and trust that because that desire is on your heart, then it's meant to be shared and it's meant to be delivered. It doesn't matter how. It matters only how you want to show up to do it. So here's a little exercise that I want you to experiment, okay, for the next week, few days, rest of your life, however long. Intuition is a muscle. You got to work it, okay? So entrepreneurship is purely, sustainable, fun entrepreneurship is purely desire-led, meaning this sounds fun for me to do, so I'm going to do it. I'm going to sit down and write this program out. I'm going to make an Instagram post about this awesome idea that I have, right? And I do it when I feel like it because I feel like it. And there's no other strategy behind any of my business other than that. I do what I want when I want, and I trust that because I had the idea, then it's a good one. Because I had the idea and it feels good in my body, it feels exciting to share and talk about, then it's meant to be shared and people are meant to hear it and witness it. We doubt our own ideas so much, and it's just that ego, that fear that's coming in. It senses that you are changing, that you're stepping outside of your comfort zone. Fear is a safety mechanism. It's not your reality. And I think I mentioned this in day one, but your fear is a safety mechanism. It does not represent your reality. Your fear's job is to keep you exactly where you are, because where you are, it knows, it's comfortable with, and it's safe. The second you push outside your comfort zone, even a little bit, that fear comes in and tells you, no, that's a bad idea. No, no one will buy that. No, that's stupid. Okay? That's not your reality. Your fear is just a safety mechanism of your mind to keep you in your comfort zone. Your fear is a guide. If your idea doesn't scare you even a little bit, then it's not outside your comfort zone. And it's probably not going to get you anywhere closer to that income goal that you wrote down. Because what got you to what you have now, what you wrote on that side of the paper, is not what's going to get you to the other side of the paper, to that income goal. That's going to take a leap out of your comfort zone. And fear is a part of that. It doesn't go away. It doesn't go away. The way through fear is loving it and honoring it, not repressing it and shaming it and making yourself feel bad that you're scared. Because fear is natural and it's a part of you. You can love on it and just say thank you for trying to protect you, but I'm not going to listen to it. Thank you for doing your job, but I'm not going to listen to it. It's not its time. Okay? What if I step out into traffic? That's your time. That's your time to shine. Not right now, right? So you can practice this doing little things throughout the day. Your intuition can be harnessed and channeled in endless amount of ways, okay? And I like to kind of use your desire and your intuition interchangeably, because it's this thing that just emanates from within you, and you're just like, oh, I want to do this, and I don't know why. Your intuition doesn't always make sense, just like your desires don't always make sense. But when you lead from a place of just having fun and being joyful and not releasing all expectations of this possible future that may happen, may or may not happen, if you put this idea out there, then the energy that you're working with when you decide to actually materialize and manifest this idea into something beautiful for other people to experience, that energy behind it is so powerful, people can feel it. People can feel it and they want to be a part of that, right? So leading with your desires, following your bliss is another term for it. It's basically just doing things that light you up in the moment. And because you're doing them in the present moment, led with this joy and happiness in your heart, that's going to have the most impactful result. Okay? If you wait and not act on your desires in the moment, and you wait and you contemplate them and you think about them, that's when the fear kicks in. That's when the overthinking kicks in and the doubt, and it just dilutes your idea. It diminishes your motivation, and now it just doesn't seem like it's going to work anymore. 5 minutes ago, you were so excited about it, but you let your fear kind of convince you or talk you out of this brilliant idea that you had. And my invitation to you is to start trusting your ideas. Start trusting them, okay? It's very possible that you have an idea, that you sit on it, and then you come back to it, and maybe it's kind of neutral, and it's kind of like, you know, it doesn't really excite me anymore. But there's not this huge negative emotional charge. It's not like, oh, you know, that's a terrible idea. I shouldn't have thought of that. That was dumb. I shouldn't have ever come up with that. That's kind of a difference between something that was really real in the moment, a desire that you had, but the more that you waited on it, it was just kind of like, maybe I was just influenced by something I saw. Maybe I was just influenced by something that was happening in my life, but I don't actually want to pursue this idea. I want to do something different. But if you have this idea and you wait, and it starts to become very negatively attached with this energy that's just heavy and fearful and doubtful, then that's when you know you have something that's going to push you outside your comfort zone. That's when you have something that you do really want. Your fear is an indicator that that's something, that idea means something to you. Otherwise, you wouldn't have any other feelings about it. It would just go back to flat, go back to neutral. But because the idea is met with this negativity and this heavy emotion, it means something to you, because we don't give a shit about things that don't mean anything to us, right? So experiment with that in your life. You know, build this muscle so that when you do have these ideas that come up in your business, now you're ready to act on it. Little things throughout the day. You know, follow your intuition. If you want to go to a new place for lunch one day, for whatever reason, go. If you want to take a new route to work one day, do it. Practice giving in to your intuition when it comes up without questioning it. It's not always going to make sense. It may not make any one damn lick of sense. And that's not the point. The point is that you're allowing yourself to give in to what you want. Okay? And we're not being irresponsible about this. I'm not saying go, blow your life savings on a vacation, but, little things throughout the day. And stop yourself when you start trying to overthink and start trying to convince yourself and talk yourself out of something that you want, even if it's little. If it's so little and so minuscule, why are you talking yourself out of it? Just let yourself have it. Because the only person who's going to suffer because you didn't give yourself that option is you. Right? So throughout your day, anything that comes up, I want to wear pink today. I want to wear white after Labor Day, whatever. Whatever it is, it can be something dumb. It can be something so little. If your intuition's like, oh, that'd be nice, then just go do it. Do it. Let yourself have it. And over time, when you start to feel how good that makes you feel, and how much lighter of an energy you walk around with just because you allowed yourself to have something so little, it's going to be addicting. And the next time that you feel yourself wanting something, your first reaction isn't going to try and rationalize it and can talk yourself out of it and convince yourself that it's dumb. Okay? Flex those muscles. I really would love that for you. I really would love for you to feel what it's like to just give in sometimes. Don't try to make any damn sense of it. Just give in sometimes. Right? The point of that exercise is to flex the trust muscle. And when you create enough evidence in your life that when you follow your desires and your passion and good things come of it, you have a good time, you come across this awesome scene, you just feel good, you feel connected and clear and inspired. The more evidence that you create that following your passion leads to good things, then the easier it is to do that in the future with something more heavy, like putting yourself out there online. But it starts with the little things. So give yourself some practice now. I would love to see how you progress in the next 90 days of just allowing yourself to give in to those little intuitive hits, just giving yourself what you want. Okay? Now, once you've done that, okay, that's kind of the first step. Going straight into business and straight into making money puts this very hectic energy on things because we attach a lot of our self-worth and our self-love to our earning power and how much money we make. So there's a huge gap from being able to listen to your intuition in your daily life and then listening to your intuition when it comes to money and putting yourself out there and running a business. So I want you to use those little practical steps in just everyday living to build that trust muscle when it comes down to reaching your income goals. Because I realize that is not an easy thing to do. It's fun when you allow it to happen, but I understand and I get that it's not an easy thing to do. But you are capable of creating that evidence and that trust in your life so your brain doesn't freak out so much when you're met with a new challenge, when you're met with an idea that you want to proceed with. It's not going to freak out and send you into this fight or flight response of trying to convince you not to. Okay? So, next steps. We have our list. We have our prices. We have our income goal. We have our ideas. You have that idea that excites you the most. You know what's holding you back from it. Mostly it's all in your head. Not saying it's not real, but it is in your head. Because you're the one, it's your fight or flight response. It's your little lizard brain that's trying to keep you safe, that is keeping you from potentially proceeding with that idea. Okay, maybe it's fear that no one will buy. Maybe it's fear that you're going to spend all this time doing it and it's all going to go to waste. Maybe you're just scared of putting yourself out there and letting people see you. Okay. In day one, we talked how authenticity is your key to prosperity. Letting people see you for everything that you are authentically, not trying to be a carbon copy of somebody else, is the thing that's going to make them buy from you. Because people crave authenticity. So take a look at your idea right now, the one that makes you the most excited, and write down just 3 words that describe what you feel when you think about that idea. Let's say you knew that idea was going to immediately bring you to that income goal that you have. How would that make you feel? So I want some positive emotions. If you knew with 100%, without a shadow of a doubt, that next month you were going to reach that income goal with this idea right here, how would that make you feel? And just write 3 words. When you have your 3 words, those emotions that idea elicits from you, that is the energy you want to work with when you're working on this idea. Driven is the biggest word that comes to mind right now. Perfect. Beautiful. So how can you harness that energy when you're working on and creating and expanding on that idea, when you're actually making into something external, not just an idea anymore? How can you harness the energy of those 3 words, those 3 feelings, and use them to create the offer that's on your mind right now? What makes you feel driven? What makes you feel excited? Anything in your life, anything. Whatever makes you feel X, Y, and Z, whatever you wrote down, is the energy that's going to make that offer your money maker for the next month. The how doesn't matter. The how does not matter. The more that you believe in what you're selling, you believe in the idea, and you know without a shadow of a doubt that it can transform someone's life or just make them happier, make them have a good night, make them feel better about themselves. The more you believe in that idea, the easier it's going to be to sell, the easier it's going to be to talk about it, the easier it's going to be to show your face online and say, hey, I have this thing, it's amazing. So how can you make that offer that badass, that you just believe in it so much? What would be the structure of it? How would you show up? Would it be a course? Would it be a program? Would it be a in-person? Would it be online? Think about that for a second and just jot down whatever comes to mind. How would you love to present this to the world? If you knew it was going to be a success, if you knew it was going to be everything that you dreamed of, how would you put it out there? What would you do? Think of from the version of you that's already made that income goal for the month. What did you do to present this offer? Did you post on Instagram? Did you go live on Instagram or Facebook? Did you post on Facebook? Think about what you did to make that a success. There was a really awesome quote that I learned in one of my my courses that I invested in at the beginning of my business, and it's begin with the end in mind. So work from the place of the version of you that's already made or already done whatever you set out to do, and then ask yourself how you did it. Be your own evidence that it's possible. And I know that may be a little bit crazy or sound a little woo-woo, but the ideas and the strategies and the way you've shown up so far has gotten you exactly what you have right now. So working from that place, working from the version of yourself that's created what you've created right now, is not the version of you that's going to create this income goal that you want, right? I believe Einstein said that too. You can't fix a problem with the same thinking that created one. We have to think differently. And that's why fear is such a hurdle in this process, because now you have to shed that old version of you. And that's scary because your mind is comfortable with that. Your mind feels safe here in what created this, what you have right now. So you have to shed that and adopt this new identity, this new way of thinking, this new way of showing up in your business, in your life, to create what you want. The fear isn't going to go away. You just have to face that and trust that because you're fearful of it, then it's for your highest good. It's for your highest self. It's going to serve you the greatest. Do we have questions so far? Practical questions? Anything? I don't have a perfect strategy for how to go about making this idea your reality, because there isn't one. And you can buy all the courses in the world. You can buy all the programs in the world of how to be a marketing expert and how to do blah, 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 make $10 million in 6 minutes. But hey, what they're giving you is what works for them. Okay? And doesn't mean that they're wrong. And any strategy that you implement, any social media strategy, any launch strategy, will probably get you results. It will probably get you results, because the truth is, the more you offer, the more sales you make. So the more times that you get up and say, hey, I have this thing, the more likely it is someone's going to buy it. I think the biggest thing that holds people back is that they don't make offers that much. They think they do, but they don't. But the online space is so big, it's so loud, that Instagram post you made 2 days ago, not all your clients saw that. That Instagram story you posted 5 hours ago, not everyone saw that. We overestimate how much people read on social media. I mean, sometimes we're just clicking, and we didn't even really register what was in front of our face. Studies show that the same person, needs to see your offer 7 times before they even register it in their mind, before they actually have a connection with it. So it's not annoying to make an offer over and over and over again, to keep posting about the class you're hosting, to keep posting about the program that you're hosting, because not everyone saw it. What likely happens, what most of the time happens, they see it, they're like, oh, that's interesting, I'll come back later. And what happens? Life. They don't come back later. They forget. It escapes their mind. But if you don't step up and post about it again, they'll never know. They'll miss out. Because the enrollment will close or the class will happen. They'll be like, oh shit, I wanted to do that, but I forgot. And it was because you didn't post again. You're not being annoying by telling people that you have something that will make them feel better about themselves, that will transform their lives in some way. That's a service. You're doing them a favor. You're not being annoying by being a businesswoman. Closed mouths don't get fed. You have to talk about what you're selling if you're gonna sell it. And if people don't get that, if people don't understand that, then they're not for you, and they were never going to be for you anyway. Because you're a business owner. Even if you're a side hustler. Like, hey, yeah, I'm making money. I have to tell you about it to make money. That's just how it is. And people who get turned off by that probably weren't going to buy from you anyway. Or maybe they're turned off by that because they have an idea that they're too scared to share online about, so they'll take it out on you and say you're being annoying and pushy and salesy. Perception is projection. So keep that in mind. Whenever someone has something to say about you, whether it's positive or negative, They're seeing something they either like or dislike in themselves, in you, and talking about that. I hope that makes sense. So feel free to share in the chat. Have you thought of one thing, one or two things that you can do right now or tomorrow that the version of you who made that idea of a success would have already done? Can you think of anything right now? I would love to know. Even if it's as simple as making a graphic, that's necessary. That's a step. That's a step. I'm going to wait a second for that in case y'all want to share, but I am going to go through this belief, literally just asking people who are interested. Yes, Alicia. That is amazing. Yes, absolutely. I am all for testing your audience, you know, seeing if they want what you have to offer before you spend time making it. But I will say this, it's not always, you know, if you put an offer out there and no one responds, it doesn't necessarily mean that no one wants it. It means that a couple things. It could mean that it's not what the audience that currently follows you right now is into. It doesn't mean you can't pivot and start inviting different kinds of people into your space who would be interested in that offer if it's really something that's on your heart that you want to create. Or the reason they're not responding is because you didn't communicate as effectively what the offer was and how it would change their life, or how it would transform them in some way. So your job is to communicate that. It's not to worry about what do they want. Because remember, we're not servants in this business. We do want to give them what we want, what they want, but we also want to give them what they need. So if there is something on your heart that no one's responding to, I want you to explore that it may not be because it's a bad idea. Maybe there's a different way to communicate it that would resonate with the kind of people that would be interested in it. I got a way better response than I thought, so I'm definitely going to do a workshop. Yes, I'm so excited about that. I love that you got an amazing response because I know it was something you really wanted to do. Perfect. Okay. So last little tidbit I wanted to hit on was this belief that we have to work more in order to make more. And that's a true 9-to-5 paradigm. Okay. You trade time for dollars, right? I'm not into that life. I never have been. I was a horrible employee and I was a horrible full-time pole instructor because I just couldn't teach more than 2 or 3 classes in a week. I just couldn't bear it. It was too much on my body. I was fatigued. And, you know, I could shame myself all I want for not keeping up with the women and the men who could teach 30 classes a week. But that's just not how I'm meant to operate. And I'm okay with that. I'm meant to serve differently. So I want to crush this belief that in order to make this income goal that we want, that we have to work more hours, that we have to work harder. Let's think beyond that. How can you create something that can serve more people at once? Can you create a course? Can you take a class that you've already recorded and monetize that in some way? Can you create a series? Can you repurpose something you've already made, or create a container for people to join you on this transformation of whatever it is you're offering, and then allow more people into that space so you can serve more people at once? Make a bigger transformation, a bigger container so that you can charge higher ticket, So I'm not necessarily working more hours. A lot of people in the pole industry, especially in the yoga and fitness industry, they just charge by the hour, you know, or they charge kind of low ticket for groups. There's one-off classes, and there's only so much you can charge for a 1-hour class because it has to be equal to the transformation that you're offering. So it's not like I can charge, maybe someone could, but not me, like could charge $200 a class just to make ends meet, and then you wouldn't have to work as many hours. But listen, the price that you charge has to feel good for you, has to feel like a fair, energetic exchange, reflecting how much work you're putting into it and how much attention and commitment you want from the people who are signing up. Because when people pay, they pay attention, right? So how can you create something bigger and something that allows more opportunity for more people to make a bigger transformation and allows you the opportunity to then hold on to that content and repurpose it over and over again so that people can continuously come into this space and experience your work and get the transformation that they want? The online space isn't going away. It's going to be around. So if you're like me and you don't want to work time for dollars anymore, then I invite you to join Free Your Magic. It's this program has gone through some changes since I kind of wrote it down, but it is 8 self-guided modules with 4 one-on-one or 4 live coaching calls with you guys. So it basically takes you from idea creation to content creation, to marketing, to selling, to launching, to website hosting, everything that you need to create a course or a program, and package your magic and deliver it in a way that actually gives you back your time to create more freely, to hone in your passion in your free time and work less hours for more money. That's what I'm all about personally. So I'm going to post the link in the group with all the details. The first 2 people that sign up are going to get a free one-on-one VIP coaching. So we're going to be working together for 3 months. I'm going to offer one-on-one support, guiding you through the entire process, 24/7 access to me with any question that you have about your business, your marketing, your copy, your offer, your product, like whatever it is, you have me in your back pocket to actually get this off the ground. This is for people who are ready to start now, okay? If you are ready within the next 90 days to have a program out there or a course that has the potential to make you thousands in a week rather than in a month, then the program is for you. If you are not ready yet and you want to sit on it longer, maybe it's not the right time, because this is actually going to work through the process with you in the program. We're going to go through the 8 modules. We're going to have 4 live coaching calls, actual coaching calls where I'm not just teaching at you, but I'm actually working with this with you, looking at your copy, looking at your offer, looking at everything in your personal business, and we're going to make this work. So that's what the program is all about. It starts on February 15th, and I will put the link in the bio. The bio or not on Instagram. I'm going to put the link in the group. First 2 people who sign up are going to get the VIP treatment. You're going to have me in your back pocket for 3 months, the entire 90 days. One-on-one coaching calls, in addition to the group coaching calls, and 24/7 Voxer support, which is like a messaging system so that you can ask me anything, anytime. I want to help you get this off the ground, okay? And throughout the program, I'm going to show you a framework that I've personally done for myself that has experienced success. I've invested $10,000 in the last 6 months in my business, in courses and programs all about marketing and selling and content creation, everything like that. So I'm culminating all of this and giving it to you guys, okay? For a much lesser price point. I did price it, it is an investment, it's multiple 3 figures, but I priced it in a way that takes that 10K worth of knowledge, my personal experience in this industry, and in a way that I feel is fair with the energetic exchange we're going to be having and the amount of effort I'm putting into it for you and the amount of commitment I want to receive from you. Okay, so that was my reasoning behind the pricing. Are you thinking this for people that want to do this full time? I'm still kind of wanting to keep a muggle job, but I want to have a successful side hustle that I can have extra income for. No, it's not just full time. You can make thousands in part-time hours, and that's what I did, honestly. I have never worked full-time hours in my business. I'm just not designed to do it. So the strategies and the concepts that we're going to go over, you don't have to do this full time. You can have just as much success, even more, if you have the skills to take aligned action and use your intuition to guide you to the most impactful actions to your business. And that's what we're going to help you discover what those are for you within the framework of success that I've created for you. So I hope that answers your question. Perfect. I will put the links in the group. I don't know Facebook talk. I can't speak Facebook. Do we have any questions? Even if it's not about the program, do we have questions about what your next steps are for getting this idea that you have off the ground? All right, guys. I loved our time together this last 3 days. I had a lot of fun, and I'm so excited to see what you do with this information, because I so firmly believe to my core that we're all designed to be successful. Success isn't for certain people, it's for everybody. And we all can and have and will have the unlimited prosperity potential that we own just by following what we're passionate about and not giving up. Okay? And I want to be here to help you in any way that I can. I've changed my life with the concepts that I've discussed with you here today, and I look forward to seeing your unique brand of magic that you put out into the world, because you are something special and unique, and whatever lights you up and whatever makes you feel more you is gonna bring all the abundance, all the clients, all the money to you. You just have to trust that. Okay? My pleasure, Benelin. Thank you so much for coming. All right, guys, I love you all, and I will see you soon. I'm gonna keep this group up for a week, okay? So get all you can in a week. Otherwise, I'm gonna put this on my website, and it's gonna be $44 for all 3 days repurposing. So get all you can in a week. Take all the notes you can. I'm taking down the group January 31st. Okay, so I believe you two have been here pretty much the whole 3 days, but everyone's watching the replay Sunday, 31st, all right? Thank you guys so much. I love you. Mwah. And y'all have a good night. Bye.